There he is. Got him. It's too late. He's already under. Oh my God. All right, it is very early, although not as early as I actually wanted to get up. But you would think that I learned my lesson with that ticket that I had to pay recently for not having my fishing license because it was expired. Because I forgot to get my license yesterday. I'm gonna go get that today. But anyway, it's my first real day here, so it's officially day one. I'm gonna go to the causeway, see if I cannot tempt some big snook with some flare hawks. So that is first up after I get my license. And then I think I'm gonna go to the beach as the sun's coming up, see if I can catch some fish over there. I'm actually kind of looking forward to catching some big jacks, or any jacks actually. They're really fun. And then I am going to go to this other spot where I know there to be a lot of good fish. So we will see. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get my hands on a red or a nice snook. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in a minute. Well, because I wanted to fish late last night, I didn't quite get up early enough today for the first light snook fishing around the bridge with the flare hawks and stuff. It's proven to be effective. I've done it twice and caught big snook twice. So unfortunately I didn't get up in time for that. The sun's already up, so I'm going to head to the beach, I think, and see if I can catch some fish over there. So everywhere that I go, that I plan on fishing, it's all dependent on mostly the tides and sometimes the sunrise and sunset. So I miss the early morning pre-dawn fishing at the bridge for snook. And there's another spot that I love that I'm gonna go to, but that one's really dependent on the tide. So I'm headed over here to Walton Rocks, which is it's a good spot for all kinds of fish. And it's on the beach, so there's no, you're not dependent on the tide as much. So I know there's structure here, that's why they call it Walton Rocks. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna fish the beach and see if I can't catch a couple. All right, so that did not take long. I caught one little rockfish type thing, and then I gotta go. Part of the reason is there's lots of weeds and it's really rough, so it's kind of hard with this light gear to really do anything on the beach. You know, the weeds get stuck on the line and you're kind of screwed. But worse than that is, if you can hear, ever since I got out of the truck, I've been coughing incessantly. And these other two guys, these surfers, were there, and they were coughing incessantly. And basically, it's the red tide. I was hoping I wouldn't experience any effects from this. I was thinking mostly on the West Coast when I get there, but I heard that it is pretty bad on the East Coast as well. And I mean, it made me kind of lightheaded right off the bat, and I'm coughing a lot. A guy told me there was like a fish kill in the Indian River. So even though the fishing was good last night, this wind is actually pretty good, most likely too, blowing the stuff out of here. But I'm doing a lot of Indian River fishing today, and hopefully tomorrow morning. So if not, I may have to make other plans for tomorrow. So we will see. Hopefully it's not as bad on the riverside. You know, who knows? But I don't know how long I can stay out there when I'm coughing and I'm lightheaded and stuff. All right, I'm on to the next spot because of that, so I'll catch you in a minute. There's nothing I like to see more than going to one of my favorite fishing spots and there's no one here. It makes me so happy. I've had some really, this place is loaded with fish. I've always caught fish here, big trout on top water, big redfish on shrimp, snook all the time. big jacks. My dad caught a big jack last time we were here, so there's always fish here. I've seen a lot of bait as I was driving here, so it's a good sign. Hopefully, you know, the red tide won't be so bad that it's unbearable. Now, I don't know what just past me, but there was just a massive wake, and you can kind of see it in the distance. Just a massive wake, and look at that. Something's going crazy. I don't see any dolphin fins. Look at that. That's crazy. Hopefully they'll come back this way. Something's feeding on those mullet. Wow. Alright, I better get ready. Oh wow. Big fish. What is that? Holy crap. Looks like a big cuda. What's that, a tarpon? Oh my god! That was a giant tarpon like this. So I'm throwing the Mirrodine, and I think I got on video. So a bunch of jacks were chasing, so I just kept throwing it. And finally, my bobber with the shrimp, it's been sitting here all day, went under. So I go to set I see the line, you know, the pole going like this, so I go to set the hook, and it's going this way. And when I found out what it was either like a 3.5, 4 foot long tarpon, which is what it looked like. I know there's some back in here, or the biggest ladyfish in the world, like literally a 4 foot ladyfish. So I think it was a tarpon, and I was not prepared, so it easily threw the hook. Oh man, really? All that fuss for a little jack? Look at that. See that? I don't know what those are. Maybe, probably jacks. Dang. All right. Not what I'm going for, guy. Appreciate it though. Dude. Wow, big old blue runner. Look at this guy. Dang. Alright, so I didn't have it recording last time when I hooked a jack. So, look at a whole school of jacks down there. It's bigger than this one. But hey, at least I got this one on camera, right? Haha. Tarpon, baby. Well, there's a manatee. It's pretty cool. Hey, little Jackie. Well, easy come, easy go. I just hooked a tarpon, and that's a break. I think it was a tarpon. It just instantaneously snapped my line, just in an instant. You see that nervous water all headed that way? There's that group, there's that group. You look behind me, there's all these groups. Those are all mullet, and it's fantastic. I know it's the mullet run, but because of the red tide, like I said, I heard there was a fish kill. And obviously I could, you know, feel it at the beach. But this is a great sign. There's tons of mullet here, tons of bait. Look at it. This has just been non-stop for hours. The mullet just coming up the river, or down the river, I should say. Lots of jacks, lots of tarpon in the mix. So it's a good sign. All right, I am just leaving this spot here. It's so funny. This spot, I've come here so many times, and it is different every single time. Like I was saying earlier, what's cool about this place, like the Indian River Lagoon and Stuart in general, is it's just always different. You never know what you're gonna find, what you're gonna catch, what you're gonna see. It's really exciting. And it was a really slow morning. I thought I could mess around with some sheephead and stuff, and ended up catching hooking 4 tarpon. 2 of them I fought pretty good. 2 of them just grabbed it, and then a couple followed it. I mean, there was just tons of follows and bites on the mirror lure. So I was using the big old mirror lure that floats, and I was getting most of the action on that. And then when I got the big hook, it just, you know, the big hookup, whatever it was, as soon as I didn't even have time to set the hook. As soon as the fish grabbed it and I put a little tension on it, it snapped. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's 30-pound fluoro, and it didn't come undone, it broke. So that's pretty crazy. It must have been a big fish. Most of the ones that were going after about 4 feet long. The one that I hooked and fought all the way to the dock was a slightly smaller one. But still, it was pretty crazy. I mean, the tarpon action was nuts, and I caught one on a shrimp even, the first one. And it was cool because one of the things I'm trying to do differently is use more artificial bait. I still am throwing shrimp and things like that, and the funny thing is I caught the first one on a shrimp, the tarpon, but I like to use artificials, and you know, once that big mirror lure was gone, I had a smaller one, and I got a few hits off of it, but I mostly caught jacks. So the plan now is to head over to the bridge and see if I cannot coax a big snook out from underneath. I got pretty good luck there with the snook at the bridge, so we will see. Oh yeah, another thing. So although it's insanely exciting to hook 4 tarpon and to fight a couple, and a couple of them are really big, and 3 or 4 of them on artificials, I may have hooked 5 actually. That's really exciting stuff. But I still don't have a pic of a fish. I mean, I caught a bunch of those little jacks. I didn't even get the one jack on video, the bigger one. So I don't think I have a single picture of a fish. None of my trout last night, and none of the fish today. So I am dying to get a pic of a fish. I mean, that's one of the most exciting things about this, is having the picture of the fish for me. It's like a my collection. There's tons of bait here. If I get a cast net, I am in bait heaven. Look at that cuda. That was cool. A bunch of jacks just came through and busted up these little mullet. Well, I am thinking about going to Jupiter Inlet because I heard this guy talking about how he caught a ton of big snook there using live mullet. Never been there before, so it'll be interesting to try. But now that I'm here on the dock, it's low tide, but man, there's a lot of action over here. There's tons of little mullet. I could catch a bunch of them. There's jacks coming in and out of here. Like I said, there's this barracuda prowling around. That's kind of cool. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's like I can spend the evening doing something different, or sticking to this spot. You know, that is like so much worse than like losing a fish, a big fish that you see or you know it's a big fish and you lost. That's so much worse because that was just plain stupid.